A thread by Aries Unhinged. Like many Trump supporters, I'm sure, I was shocked and dismayed as I woke up on November 4th and took a look at the election map. Wisconsin was blue, so was Michigan. Trump was ahead in Pennsylvania, but it still said 45 or 65% reporting. Things were looking bleak. At this point, I had no information about what was going on, except that the MSM was calling things for Biden and projecting a Biden win. What the hell happened? Could it be that President Trump was going to lose after Spygate? After the dirt on Dementia Joe? After the China virus lockdowns, the riots, AOC plus 3? Need I go on? Was America that stupid that we decided we wanted to go the way of the dodo? At that point, fear and gloom got a hold of me as I shuddered at the prospect of a Biden presidency. We're all going to the gulags now. Unlike 4 years ago, as leftists howled at the sky when Donald Trump got sworn in, there's plenty of evidence to suggest what the Democrats would do, ignoring riots, draconian lockdown rules, censoring anyone with an independent thought. I thought to myself, maybe I ought to go away for a little while, take a break from all of the noise, all of the fighting. How did I get so caught up in politics that now I find myself too paralyzed with fear and depression to go about my daily life and get shit done? I fell to my vices, eating unhealthily, watching too much TV, watching porn, trying to numb myself to what was going on. But as more information came out about the election, about the counting being stopped on election night, piling evidence of irregularities and potential voter fraud, and the oncoming storm of lawsuits that would come from the Trump campaign, I breathed a sigh of relief. America wasn't dumb. We weren't going to elect Biden. Are you fucking kidding me? The Dems knew they wouldn't win, so they cheated. As the mainstream media, Fox News included, continued to push fear, bullshit, and Biden, it occurred to me how insidious they really are. Fear and anxiety aren't inherently bad. They're just biological responses that we use to survive. Imagine if in the old days a tiger jumped out of a bush and our response was, "Hey, kitty," well, that would have been the end of our species. But fear and anxiety were never intended to be long-term responses. But now they have wormed into our daily lives in ways where they're destructive. We worry about the future, the past. We get stressed, and it kills us. The media have always exploited our relationship with fear, but now they've cranked it up to levels of insanity. Their idea is that by the time they're done with us, we'll be begging for Biden. Please, enough. Just stop the stress and fear. I can't take it anymore. You can really see what they're doing as Biden says his bit about civility and coming together. We're all just Americans. It's the promise that all the fear and misery will end. All you need to do is bend the knee. He's offering the blue pill. We could go back to eating steak like Cypher from The Matrix. Tempting, but no. Biden can go fuck himself, and the media, respectively, can go fuck themselves. In their world, we'd be lucky to get crumbs waiting on a breadline. Biden is the would-be rapist who tells us not to struggle, and that it will be easier for us if we don't. So the question remains, can Donald Trump emerge victorious? But is it really a question? I know that most people look at life as tragedy and suffering, and here we have come to a moment ripe for tragedy, and it all seems too much like a movie. One man taking on everybody and winning? That can't happen. We know the movies aren't real. Happily ever after? Yeah, look at the divorce rate. No one actually fights like they do in Jackie Chan movies, and no one realistically uses a handgun with just one hand. But let's review Trump's first term. Look at everything they tried to do to him. The constant smearing. He's racist. He's Hitler, Spygate, Russia, 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 impeachment, COVID lockdowns, the economy taking a hit, riots. Need I say more? And yet, he's come out smelling like a rose while they all stink like a sewer. About 9 million more people voted for him in this election than in 2016. You can be sure that those votes are real. And it's not as if he wasn't warning us about election fraud. He spoke about it years ago. So what? You think he just tweeted about it and did nothing else? Yeah. Unlikely. I believe in him. He has given me plenty of reasons and evidence to do so, and he hasn't given up, not one fucking bit. I don't feel I have the right to give up either. Bring the popcorn, boys and girls. Dim the lights. The Trump smackdown is coming.